Welcome to CHiEF Talk Podcast. Today, we're gonna head over to go see my main man Dave at Turner Head's Barbershop over at 5540 Thomaston Road. This guy here is my favorite barber in the whole world. I've moved out of the city so many times, and whenever I'm out of the city, I just don't get a haircut until I come back home and visit Dave. It's a fair share of people that feel the same way in my city, a few friends of mine, and just a few people that I could kind of tell that they ain't been around in a long time, and you can tell when they come to the barbershop that they need Dave. So like I said, man, we're gonna head over to Dave today and just gonna do the first episode of the CHiEF Talk, man, you know. And when I say CHiEF Talk, just a parallel to Boss Talk, you know, just on a whole new level. We ain't gonna talk to the supervisors of the job, we're gonna talk to the actual person who owns the company. I mean, why not? We're gonna get some real good work in today, man, and it's gonna be real influential to those who need it, to those who tune in and, like I say, take notes, because you're definitely gonna need to get your notebook, man. It's gonna be a real experience for those who may not know what it takes to start and run a successful business. I'm gonna learn a lot myself today. So I'm doing this for y'all, I'm doing this for myself at the same time. It's self-education, man. It's time to do it. CHiEF Talk Podcast. About to do it big, baby. Come on.
Stand on what I stand for. One man army just called me Rambo. Raging Bull Lambo. Dressed in full camo. I stand on what I stand for. One man army just called me Rambo. Raging Bull Lambo. Dressed in full camo.
Let's do this. 5440 Thomaston Road, Macon, Georgia. We're the greatest to ever do it. You see the you see the apron he put on me. The GOAT, baby, greatest of all time.
Shit, bro.
I just want to make sure I let y'all people see why he called it turning heads, you know what I'm saying? When I get out this chair, y'all should definitely have a better definition. So yeah, man, I just want to jump straight into it, Dave. Like, what made you want to become a barber out of all the things you could have chose to do?
Yeah. Well, I've been doing this since I was about 12. I started cutting hair when I was 12, and to be honest, it was just I call it a God-given desire. I used to go to the barbershop when I was a little kid, and sit around and watch. And from there, I just desired to learn how to be a barber. So I remember we used to go to on Sundays. We used to go over to my grandma's house, and it was a barbershop / bootleg house that we used to go to.
Whoa.
My aunts used to take us over there on Sundays, and this guy, man, he was an amazing barber. He only charged like $2. Yeah, so I remember scraping up change. Man, my grandma used to scrape up change, give us money to go to the barbershop. But he was one of my greatest inspirations. Like, he was a great barber, like very skilled. Very skilled barber.
So he was more for the community.
More for the community, yeah. Everybody in the neighborhood, over on the east side, everybody in the neighborhood, man. He stayed busy. I'm assuming he really didn't have any aspirations, to go outside of, where he was, but where,
$2 went pretty sure everybody went.
Right.
And he good.
And like I said, it was also like a little boot camp house also. So, but he was really one of my greatest inspirations. I remember going over there and just sitting over there for hours and just watching. These kids these days, they got YouTube and all these other outlets, but I had to wait until I go to the barbershop every 2 weeks, just watch and learn and just pick up different techniques. But yeah, that was my greatest inspiration, man, at 12 years old. I've been doing it ever since.
So like, when did you actually cut your first head? Was it around that age?
Yeah, it was around that age. Yeah, I got,
you had your guinea pig or something?
I had my brother.
Gotta have your guinea pig.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember one Christmas, man, I asked for a pair of flippers. It was pretty much on from there. My brother had that morning.
Christmas morning?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, man, I was excited about my flippers, man.
Oh man. So you must have told him, hey, don't get no haircut for Christmas.
Nah, you know, we didn't get haircuts like that back
Oh,
then,
okay.
man. You know what I'm saying? You know how these kids these days, they get haircuts for Christmas and holidays. Nah,
Everything.
Nah, we didn't get haircuts like that back then. But yeah, man. So I cut him up that morning. So like I said, it was a God-given desire, man. It was just something that, and I'm grateful to be able to find a part of my purpose, early on. Some people struggle to find their purpose.
Yeah.
It takes a while for them to really tap in, but I was able to find out, I wanted to be a barber at 12, and shoot, I'm still at it, man.
Yeah, man, going strong, man. For real, for real.
Yeah.
So, I remember my brother, like the first time I ever heard of you cutting hair, my brother came home and told me you were doing it at school. I guess in the gym or something like that.
Right.
And me personally, like I always admired certain tape lines.
Right.
Like that's just how me and my brother came up. We didn't want a whole haircut. We just wanted a 5 tape. You know what I'm saying? And I remember my brother coming like, boy, Dave, boy, he at the school, you know what I'm saying, doing tape, and I couldn't get to you. You know, I ain't in high school. I don't go to Southwest or nothing like that. And what was the name of the shop? God's Glory?
Right.
Yeah, I just remember seeking that tape line, you know?
Right.
And I remember coming there when I was around the age that you just said. Like, I was probably 12, maybe 11.
Yeah.
And it was just something special to me to see a young person, because you were still in high school, right?
At that time, I was out at that time.
Oh, okay.
I've been out of school probably about 2 years at that time.
Oh, okay.
2 years.
Cool. So as far as going into business for yourself, because with God's Glory, you was working for someone. Like what gave you the will to just say, hey man, I can do this myself?
Yeah, man. I really had got to the point, man, where I really wanted to be in control of my environment. Where I was working at, I was, subject to the environment, man. Which was cool for a moment, but after a while, I just really wanted I wanted to control my environment. I had children, they were young, and I just wanted to be in control. And so that was one thing. That was one motivating factor. But then another, I just wanted to be able to advance, and just leave something from, just have something, for my children and just flourish, So,
was that journey something that made you, did it discourage you in any way when you were trying to, go on and do it for yourself into business?
Man, I'm not gonna say it. I had some challenges to arise, but I'm not gonna say it was discouraging because I was just so focused on doing what I had to do, man. Just to be real, at the time, I didn't have any license. I went to school for several years, and then I would stop, go. So I never did, and I started making money in my time. I just spent so much time in the shop to where, my license was real on the back burner. And so when I wanted to open the shop, I knew I had to go ahead and complete that. So man, I ended up going back to school, and it's just like everything just started working out as far as getting my license together and all that kind of stuff. And then after I signed the lease for the building, man, I'll never forget this day. I had to meet the guy down at the bank, down here at Bank of America by the mall. And man, as soon as I got back in my car to leave, the car went crank, man. My starter went out.
Oh man.
So my starter went out, man. I had another issue with the same car. So I was like, man. So of course that's money that I had set aside. So I had to, I had to use that money that money I had set aside for the business. So those were some challenges that happened in the beginning that it could have discouraged me, but I was so focused, man. I ended up having to get another car. I ended up having to trade that car in because I was just trying to avoid, fixing the major issue that had arisen. So challenge that came up, man. But I just kept going, man, because I knew that there was something I wanted to do. I knew it was something I was supposed to do.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. That's something that most people kind of they take signs differently. Everybody take a sign differently. They like, that means I shouldn't do it. Right, my car just towed up.
Yeah.
So that's dope how you didn't see the obstacle. You just saw strictly what you needed to do. You were focused on the direction, not the perfection. Right. And that means a lot in business. Because it could be something super small that can just deter you all the way from it, and who knows, you'll probably be doing something totally different at the moment. Right. But over the years, like I've been coming to you for 25 years now. I feel old as hell when I say that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's true. You gave my son his first haircut. Gave my second son his first haircut. Yeah. How did you keep up the same people coming? Because I know you have a lot of return customers. Right. And how did you, like, after every maneuver, because I know you went to different, you switched locations a couple times. Right. How were you able to keep people coming without them having a discrepancy with the amount of miles they might have to travel with every time that you change locations?
Yeah. I mean, I think I kind of built my business on just giving 100%, and just trying to make sure I do right by people. And so, and I think just being consistent in being in place and just doing my best. But I think that has allowed me to build, to continue to build this business. Like I tell a lot of up and coming barbers when I get a chance. I've never, and there's nothing wrong with this, but I've never passed out cards. Mm-hmm. I've never passed out cards. My business has been built off of word of mouth.
Yeah, that's the best way of
right. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with doing that, but that wasn't my path, and so I just try to make sure, I do right by people, man, and I'm in place when I'm supposed to be in place, and I give 100%,
Sure.
So and I think that has worked for me over the years.
Cause I personally know a lot of people, and myself, like I've moved out of the city several times, and anytime that I move, I would go and suffer. Like wherever I live, I'm not getting a haircut, and I'm gonna wait till I come back today. And I knew a lot of people I know a lot of people that feel the same way. Like, how does that make you feel? Like, to know that people will just go without a haircut until they come to you?
Yeah, man, I'm just grateful, man, to supply a good product, man, and be of value. And I think that's one goal that I've set recently, is just to be of value, a person of value,
Sure.
And that says a lot, man. If you can move away, decide not to get me because you value what the product that I have to offer. So yeah.
Yeah, grown men, we real sensitive about our hair and our hairline. Like if you go to somebody and they push it back a little, it's war probably, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, I appreciate the friends of mine that feel the same way that I do, because I don't know if they met you through me or, you know what I'm saying? But when I see that, I'm like, wow, they feel the exact same way I do about this same person. So what would you tell kids who are, looking into doing what they really dream versus what everybody else is doing?
Right. I mean, I believe we all have a specific purpose, man. I mean, you don't talk about it before, like, you know, we all have been called to do something specific, man. And whatever it is, man, I just feel like if you give 110% and, you know, you just take the limits off of it, because anything you do, you can do it great. You know, I was talking to somebody the other day about, you know, just a cleaning service and how Jenny King, you know, the cleaning service, how they got, you know, all these multiple locations, and you know, so it's not what you do, it's just how you do it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, man, you know, whatever you do, man, just do it to the best of your ability, man, and give it 110%.
Yeah.
I mean, give it all you got, man, and I think you'll see the fruits of it. Because again, it's not what you do, it's just how you do it. It's the visionary that, you know what I'm saying, that makes it great. If you have a low vision, then you're gonna get some low results. But envision yourself doing it to the highest, you know, the highest ability, man. You can do it, you know.
Yeah, basically, if you believe that you can achieve it.
Right.
Yeah.
But we just gotta keep expanding our vision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you gotta keep expanding that vision.
So with these competitions that you won, like I don't know if you got the trophies in here or not. I remember. Oh, okay, there were the trophies up there. I wasn't paying
Yeah,
attention.
I got 2 of them up there. I did 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did it feel to win a competition, knowing that you had so many people to go against? Because it's a lot of barbers here in Macon, you know, and just all over. I'm pretty sure people came from other regions of Middle Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it felt good, man, to, you know, one of them is like first place. The first one I did, that was a first place trophy, and that was a pretty big deal for me, you know, because I really,
I think I was there when you received your trophy too.
Yeah.
So was it something that made you feel a slight cockiness, or you just kind of took it in a humble fashion?
Well, I mean, I took it in a humble fashion, but I find myself being very confident, you know, in what I do, and I think you have to be confident, you know, to be great. So you know, I'm very confident and secure as a barber. You know, I might have some insecurities in other areas. You know what I'm saying? As a barber, as a barber, I'm confident and I'm secure, and I think, you know, I think you have to be, you know what I'm saying, to be great at anything, you know.
Yeah, I personally feel like you were saying with the word of mouth thing, like the way you built your brand, to me is unlike any other barbershop. I mean, there's some other guys that kind of grouped up and, you know, made some things happen around here, which was pretty remarkable. But I feel like the way you did it was effortless, you know. And I've seen a couple other barbers come from under you and go and create their own business and got pretty decent barbershops as well. Like, how does that make you feel knowing that, you know, they slightly got their blueprint from you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a great thing, man. Because I know that every barber that comes, you know, that works with me, I know that they are all going to stay. And I know that, I mean, I know some people for a season and some people for a lifetime, but, you know what I'm saying, just to be able to pour into anybody, man, you know, I love to do that, man, because, you know, that's what we're here for, man. We're here, you know, to help each other get to their destined place. And so, you know.
Yeah, I feel like Zell is like, y'all are like, I don't want to say Batman and Robin because y'all are both, to me, superheroes. Man. Because Zell has his, you know, he has his clientele. And they do the same thing as your people. You know, they not going to nobody else.
Right.
They don't care what you say. Oh, I give you a free haircut. Nah, I'm straight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for Zell.
Right.
I'm gonna wait for Dave. Like I used to tell Zell that, and you know, no disrespect. It was just, it was simply what I knew.
Right.
And the thing about word of mouth is you trust the person that's telling you. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
It's more than just, because, you know, you got to take a chance if somebody give you a card. You don't know if that man know what he's doing, you know? But if somebody that you trust come tell you, hey, go to him.
Right.
Yeah, that take you out of the way. Oh no, not that. Hey, low. I'm going
Yeah.
low to talk to. Yeah.
Like,
All the way.
bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna ask you.
Oh, okay. Sure. But yeah, I mean, me personally, man, as you can see, I'm willing to just try things with Dave. I remember one time I was gonna cut my dreads off, and I had my dreads for a long time, and Dave knew how special my dreads were to me. But I came in and I was like, hey, Dave, I'm ready to cut my dreads off. Dave refused. And I don't think he believed me. So what he did, he walked out the room. It was like a barber / salon where he was working in at the time, and he went and got some scissors from the beautician. And he came back in and handed them to me, and he told me, hey man, if you're serious, you're gonna have to cut the first dreads yourself. And I was surprised, like I was kind of mad, like, hey bro, I'm serious right now. Like we ain't really got much time, because I think I had a court day or something that day. But to me, you know, it's a bond that's built, and I don't know, it's different. Like we can see each other outside of this, and we still feel as if we known each other forever. You know what I'm saying? We can kick it on the cool tip.
Yeah.
And I mean, I personally just feel the way you've done this as a businessman, it's just been like no other. Even, you know, Chick-fil-A, I love Chick-fil-A. But at some point, Chick-fil-A get boring or old, or, you know, the location might not have the same type of people, or the people start treating you differently. You know what I'm saying? Yours has always been consistent, and you're always straightforward. If you're not gonna be able to do it, you don't tell me you can do it. You know, if you gotta leave that day, you gotta leave. And I think that integrity entails a lot about you. You know, yeah, for sure. And that, you know, I can't lie. It's been times I'm cussing you out, like, ugh. You know, so I just knew I was gonna get a haircut. And sometimes, you know, as a man, as a person, period, you have to respect people that can just tell you the truth straight up. And I've always been that type of person to, you know, respect those type of people, because people will lie to you and waste your time. Yeah. And I feel personally that you are a superstar's barber. It's just not many superstars in making, maybe quite not yet, but if you plan on being a superstar, you might want to come and turn heads. I mean, he's gonna give you the superstar look, for real. And me right now, what I'm doing with this podcast, I'm doing it for kids, I'm doing it for young adults, I'm doing it for adults, young men, to realize that if you have a passion, you can go at it and you can be great with it. Have that integrity, have that dignity, and go for it, man. And never let anything deter you. And like you said during the interview, you always wanted to be a quality person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Of value. And me personally, you're very valuable to me, man. I moved all the way to Seattle. And Macon, Georgia is very far from Seattle. I would not get a haircut. I just did not get a haircut. And I went, maybe 6 months. And my facial hairs go crazy, like, for real. I can't wait till my brother come, cause he been let hair go crazy lately, cause he feel like he wanna make it connect. You know how most men want the beard to connect. So now he's finally getting that connection. So for me, man, I'm basically looking into the future with everything that I do. And every time I come talk to you, we always have good business conversations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what are you doing to further the future of turning heads?
Man, I think, man, you know, things are just continue to evolve, man. And you got to jump on board, man. Because for me, like, I'm old school. You know, it took forever, man, for me to kind of change my clippers. You know, everything's kind of going wireless now. Yeah. It took forever for me to, you know, to change that, because I was kind of set in my ways concerning those, you know, clippers and stuff like that. So
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Huh?
Right. Right.
Sure.
So yeah, so you know, just kind of riding the wave, man. With, you know, with technology and you know, me and you talked about like some internet stuff, and so yeah, man, I'm just jumping on, man, riding the wave, and just kind of take advantage of being able to reach people, you know, all over the world, you know. So, you know, just kind of looking forward, man, just kind of tapping into some of that stuff, you know.
Just make sure you get it in.
Yeah.
I personally feel like that's a big purpose of me doing this with you as well. Like, you know, the internet is such a big space. Right. There might be people right down the street that's never heard of it, you know? And that internet allows the avenue for people to just tap in. And me personally, you know, I travel a lot, so I figure if someone comes to this city just on a random, you know, whether they come on a humble or coming with a big business venture to do, I figure they should definitely know that they can come to someone such as yourself.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't see too many, you know, people in small towns bigging up barbers or, you know, just different people that help their lifestyle be a certain way. Because grooming is a lot. Right? Grooming means a lot. It should. If it doesn't to you, it should, because that can determine the type of wife you have, the type of life you live, you know, because sometimes I used to listen to a radio show and they say at the end, be a fragrance and not an odor.
Wow.
And yeah, I believe in that a lot, man. Like, I don't want to get on nobody's nerves. I want people to feel pleasure that I'm around.
Right.
You know? So I figured this outlet is gonna be a pleasure. Right. So people can be like, oh, I don't know where to go and such, but I heard this dude, you know, I heard him say go here.
Yeah.
And not only did you hear me say it, you're sitting here watching me get my hair cut off. Into, you know, what he's famous for. He's famous for fades. He's very great at it. And not only am I telling you this, you can see it. Yeah. And I trust him to do it on my kids and any person that I know. I brought Jeezy to you. Yeah. Like, and they came. Like, every chance they got. With or without me, they would come. Right. So, you know, it's the word of mouth, man, that creates the stability to me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's the greatest appetite. Like you said earlier, like people, they trust your word. Like, so if I says, you know, hey, go here, I mean, you trust his word, you know, so, you know, word of mouth is
amazing. Yeah, I've read a couple books, man, and you know, a lot of these restaurants and just different companies, they try to do all these things with tapping into what you see and what you smell and, you know, what you touch, but you would always win with word of mouth. That's just gonna, because like, you know, Coca-Cola, they would do these taste tests against Pepsi. What people didn't know was Pepsi won most of all of them. But Coca-Cola is still the bigger brand because you probably sat down and remembered your grandmother having a Coca-Cola. You know, it's the memory that it taps into. And that's how I feel. Like, I feel as if my kids are gonna tell their kids, hey, you gotta go to Dave, you know? Because it's tradition. You know? If it, like my son, my oldest son, his first haircut, he cried like he was trying to kill me. But to this day, you know, he don't mind coming to you because he has a fade. And you know, you make his fade. He sit in the mirror for hours after you get a fade from him, you know. And I can't say he doesn't do that with other barbers, but I know because he'll call me and make sure he let me see it. I'm like, what are you showing me, bro? I'm showing you my haircut. You know what I'm saying? And that's respect to me, man. Like, that's big. And my son, my youngest, nah, he ain't going for it. Like, ain't nobody really touching his head but Dave. And he told me the other day, he don't even need a haircut. Like, yeah, Dad, I think it's time for a touch-up. Like, what's that about? I think he knew I was gonna come do this with you, so he figured, hey, you gotta get me a cut too, Pop. And that's cool, man. So I wanted to make sure we showed, instead of just telling you guys or just sitting down having an interview, well, we could have did it at a restaurant and drunk drinks, or you know what I'm saying. But I'd rather catch you in your element,
Right.
and you're gonna see it, as you can see as it's going. Like, I came in here looking a hot mess. When I leave, I will be turning heads.
Right.
You know, that's what it's about. That's what it's for. For real. Is there anything that you want to, you know, get out there? Anybody you want to give shouts out to? You know, I know that probably not be your style, but yeah.
I mean, I want to give. You mentioned Zell, man, and I was thinking about Zell, man. Zell been part of the Turning Head since we opened.
Since day one.
And you know what I'm saying, he's been 100% loyal. Not to say that everybody else hasn't, but you know he's still here. And I just want to shout out to Zell.
Shout out to the great Zell.
Yeah.
Zell, man, he's special with his haircut thing. Like, for me, I feel like Zell brings a lot of life to the shop, because you know Zell is real serious about the football teams, and everybody who come in here, they gonna, you gonna have that conversation with Zell. Like, if you got a team that you like and they not the Falcons, oh, Zell got a problem with it. You know, because you ain't finna say nothing about them Falcons. Zell love his Falcons, but he gonna rise up every time with them. So, you know, and me personally, I enjoy the conversation every time.
Right.
You know, see, like, Dave's more in the cut. You know, Dave over here cutting. He paying attention to getting your hair right. You know what I'm saying? Not saying Zeb isn't, but Zeb is giving you the full barbershop feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love to see when officers come in here. That's the first thing they say when they walk in. They talking mess to Zeb. And you know, no matter how cocky they are as an officer, they got the guns on their hips. Zeb don't care nothing about none of that. Zeb gonna say what he gotta say, and you talking jump out the Falcons, hey, you can leave if you want to. And I love it about him, and the people, you know, when they know it's not that serious, but it's that serious. Right. And that's a respect thing, man. Like, you know, this is Georgia. We love our Falcons. You know, me personally, I kind of had to fall back because I don't want to have a heart attack. But I love it, man, and I appreciate you for being who you are, for creating an environment, for doing this interview, so people can see this. This is, you know, this is gonna be on YouTube, man, and people can watch this as many times as they want to. Somebody can sit down and just learn how to cut hair from this, you know? Yeah. Like, that was my whole purpose. I wanted it to be something that lasts. This is a very quality interview to me, you know? And I was posting it on my social sites, and people like wanted to pull up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's crazy to me, because that's the aura you give. You know,